Good evening and welcome to Friday's Live with me, Raj Nayak. Today I have with me a man who's won 2 national awards, many Filmfare awards. There is no award that he's not won. He's been the chairman of FTII. He's been the chairman of the censorship board. He's done over 500 films. So he's a teacher. He's a motivational speaker. He's an author. You know, there are many words I can use for Anupam Kher. So, Anupam, welcome to Friday's Live with me, Raj Nayak.
You just needed to use one word, my friend. That is much more important than any of these laurels that you describe me with. I'm very happy to do this show with you. We know each other for many years, Raj. We've known each other as neighbors, as friends, and we've continued our friendship for such a long time. It's a pleasure to be on your platform.
You know, I purposely didn't say friend because I've been using that term quite often now, and I wanted you to call me your friend.
Of course, you need to choose your friends. You need to decide who to call your friends and who to call your guests. But I am your friend and I always call you my friend. Friendship goes beyond any awards and beyond any everything. So
I agree. But you know, one of the reasons you are here, besides being my friend, is also because of the journey that you had, the accomplishments that you had. You know, yours has been a very inspiring story, you know, from a small town to what you've achieved right up to not just Bollywood, even Hollywood. And so I thought it will be very inspirational for people to listen to your story. But before that, I have to ask you.
Before that, can I say that you're looking nice and fresh and wonderful? And it's so wonderful that this lockdown has done good to most of us. You may not say that about me, but I am also looking into the mirror and sort of thinking that I'm looking nice.
No, you're looking good. I saw Raju, your brother Raju, yesterday shaving your hair for the show today. I know you got ready for this. So
I worked hard. I went to my brother's place to get this thing done. Of course. Yeah. Of course. Sorry, you were saying something before I asked you that.
No, so before that, I have to ask you, I mean, since you told me earlier that the only place you've been to is your mother's place, because I asked you where you got your haircut done. I mean, whatever is there. So tell me.
Don't be too proud of your hair.
Dulari rocks.
There are only 2 kinds of men, baldies and future baldies.
Yeah, that's why I always called you bald and beautiful.
It is. Yes. What were you saying? Sorry.
So I was asking you, how is Dulari? Does she rock?
Dulari, my mom is a rock star. She's always rocking. Apart from my brother, I also went to my dentist, our friend, Mr. and Mrs. Pradhan. So that's, I needed to take out my wisdom tooth, the wisdom. So this chat is happening without my wisdom. But mom is doing very well. Mom is a little fed up now because she wants to go to Shimla. These are the months she goes to our home in Shimla. She has many friends over there, and the last time then I went to her recently, she was saying that I really want to go. So we are waiting for this 30th June lockdown to get over, because she's elder to all of us, in the sense that I don't want to call her an old woman. She will never be an old woman like your mom. Yes. Who is not there. But after that, we would like to travel to Shimla with mom and sort of spend. She is very good. She's very positive. She is very energetic. She has lot of silence within inside, but she does puja. She watches all the shows on television. She watches Sai Baba. She watches Mahabharata, Ramayana, etc., and she reads sometimes. Yeah, she's fine. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. So, and you built a beautiful house for her. I mean, I've seen your Insta stories, things.
Yes.
In a big mansion, actually.
Not really. It was a mansion. We tried to make it into a modern thing, because what are you drinking? First of all, beer in the middle of a show?
No, green tea.
How do I know that you are drinking?
No, actually, my wife told me, please change your glass. But I said, I need lots of tea, so I have to use this mug. So my apologies.
In the middle of a show, you can't have beer, my friend. This is not fair.
Green tea, trust me.
Okay. So this is an old house. It's a 100-year-old house it's in a place called Shogi, which is about 10 to 12 miles before Shimla. And but we modernized it because it has to have some kind of facility. But it's the first owned house of my mother. of ours in any case. All her life, she lived in India, in Shimla since 1953 after they got married. And they lived there till 2012, till my father passed away. So which makes it 47 plus 12 is almost 59 years. 59 years she stayed there, and unfortunately she was always staying there in a rented house. So one day, this is about 7-8 years back, I was just teasing her, like I tease her on the videos that I make with her. I said, Mom, so you are a very happy person, you got everything. Now she shifted to Bombay, she lives with my brother. And so I said, now you got everything, we are settled kind of a thing, we have more money than we had when my father was there. And so she said, and do you want anything? She said, are you sure you're asking me that? I said, what can she ask me? She will ask me whatever I can afford to give it to her. She said, I want to own a house in Shimla. I said, why do you want to own a house in Shimla? We don't live there. Our parents, our family is not there anymore. She said, no, I lived all my life in a rented apartment, and I used to always dream, ek din mera apna ghar hoga, and I want a house there. So I looked at my brother. My brother said, okay. So we thought she will forget. After a week, she asked me, so what has happened to that house that you...
Typical moms, typical moms.
So I said, okay, you go to Shimla. She used to stay in a house that we had rented. So she was staying there. I said, start looking at other places. And so this is a story, in fact, I'm telling for the first time on a show.
Yeah.
This is an exclusive story for you.
Good, I love you.
Yeah. So we hired a house agent, and we told him that don't tell people that the house is for me, because then they will increase their amount and things like that. So she saw a lot of places, and she used to do the FaceTime with me. Some she did not like, some I did not like. Then she finally went to this house, and so this had a lot of rooms, about 7 rooms, and but there was another entrance from other side, which was a 1-bedroom apartment, 1-room kitchen apartment. So she said, I like this. So I said, okay, why are you wanting 1-room kitchen kind of? She said, that's all. I just symbolically needed to own a house. So I told the house agent, that how many rooms are there? He said, it's 7-8 rooms. So I said, ask the owner if he is ready to sell all of them. So he asked him, he said, the owner said, I'm traveling to Australia. I want to get rid of everything. I'll be very happy if somebody buys all of it, because it will be fine. So say, I don't want to disclose the amount. Say it was 10 rupees,
yeah,
or 100 rupees.
Yeah.
So he said, the whole house will cost 100 rupees. This place will cost 1 rupee. So I said, tell him that I want to take all of it. And don't tell my mother. Just show her the rest of the place. So she went and she said, क्या मुझे क्या दिखा रहा है तू क्यों दिखा रहा है मेरे को वो लास्ट वाला कॉर्नर वाला चाहिए. So I said, ये सारा आपका. So she got angry. She fired me. She said, are you mad? What do you want to give this money for? This I don't need. I just need 1 room. I said, no, you can't decide everything. Then I spoke to the gentleman. I said, thank you very much. आपने ये मुझे दिया. तो he said, आपकी आवाज जानी पहचानी है. Though I tried to change my voice. Hello, I said, what like I do when I get crank calls. I said, जानी पहचानी. मैंने कहा नहीं पता नहीं. कहता क्यों जानी पहचानी है? तो कहता बट मैं आपको एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ, आप ये घर अपनी माँ के लिए ले रहे हैं और मेरी माँ इस घर में रहती थी, तो I respect your sentiments. I want to reduce the amount by 3 rupees. Take this in 90, say about 90 rupees. 90 rupees. So he cut down on 10% already. And then he said, but आप मुझे बताओ ना कि आपकी आवाज जाने पहचानी क्या? I said, नहीं कुछ नहीं. Next day he again called me up. He said, sir, आपकी आवाज जाने पहचानी. तो I told him, I'm Anupam Kher. He said, आपका मैं सबसे बड़ा fan हूँ. I cut down on 25% more.
अरे वाह.
Actually cut down on 35% to that house, and that's how that house we built for my mom. Yeah.
How nice. I mean, it's a great feeling, you know. I mean,
this always pays you.
Yeah. No, but I had a similar situation when I bought the first house for my mom to go and live after my father passed away. I mean, she lives with my sister. It was the same feeling, you know.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I know. Your pin tweet is still with your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mother was a great lady. I had the fortune to meet her. Wonderful, full of life, like my mother is. Yes.
So tell me something. So you were born in Shimla.
I was born in Shimla. My parents shifted from Kashmir to Shimla in 1953 because in 1948 the Kabalis from across the border came and reached till Baramulla, which is where we used to live, and then so my grandfather shifted to Shimla. So I was born in Shimla. I did my schooling, college in Shimla, and when I turned 19, I decided to do a drama school training. Then I went to Chandigarh in 1970, 27 July 1974. I went to Chandigarh to become an actor. I joined Department of Indian Theatre. And then from there, I passed out in 1 year. And then I did a 3-year diploma course in National School of Drama, Delhi. After that, I went to Lucknow for 1.5 years. And then on 3rd of June 1981, which is about 39 years back, I came to this city with 37 rupees. And now you're talking to me after 516 films and some few awards that you mentioned.
Yeah. So Anupam, just pause there for a minute. I want to just tell my viewers, first of all, thank you for watching this episode and coming back and showering your love on this Friday's Live with me, Raj Nayak, every week after week. You can follow us if you missed this episode on Facebook. You can also go to YouTube at Raj Cheerful and watch the show. We have limited time here, so if you want to watch Anupam Kher's real life, I mean to see his entire journey, which we may not be able to do it in this 1 hour episode because I've got a lot of other things to ask him. He's just launched his website. That is 2 days back, Anupam. When did you launch it? 2 days back.
I launched the website on 3rd, but we launched the play Kuch Bhi Ho Sakta, my autobiographical on the website on the 7th.
On this, yeah, it's called anupamkher.com.
The anupamkher.com, and the play is called Kuch Bhi Ho Sakta. So
yeah. I was fortunate enough to watch this play probably among the first people I remember with Bachchan Saab on the same.
That was the first show.
That was the first show about 14 years ago. And I'm really looking forward to watching it again on digital because, I've never watched a play on digital. So I'm going to watch it. And I saw your friend Satish Kaushik put a Instagram post today saying that he loved it and he cried and things like that. So
he called me at the interval point where he was howling, and I said, "Kya ho gaya?" He said, "Tera play interval tak dekha." And I was very moved by his by his crying. Yeah, and because I feel that the play has a very live feeling. When you are doing a play, the audience is live, you are live. But we have shot the play in such a manner that you will not feel that it's a stage play. We've done it as a film.
Yeah. So please go and watch. And if you like what you're watching, please share, because it's important to me. I need more followers so that I can continue this show for a long time. Anupam, coming back, you moved to Bombay 39 years ago, you said?
Yes.
39 years ago. And did you know people in Bombay? How did you, come to Bombay?
No, I was, before that, after my drama school, I went to Lucknow to teach in a drama department because everybody, all my class fellow, my other friends, Satish Kaushik and Razdan and Karan Razdan, Suhas Khandke, Anand Desai, they all came to Mumbai. But I did not want to come to Mumbai with the fact that I don't have a job, I don't have a work. So I thought I will go to Lucknow drama department, collect some money there. And I was the youngest 23-year-old teacher in a drama department teaching acting. But in a small city, you feel that you have achieved everything very fast. And I was getting a little relaxed about my dreams and about my compassion and about my passion to make it big. So I said, before this city sort of swallows me in its own mediocrity, not the city, but your own comfort zone, it's better to leave. So I left and reached here. And also there was this gentleman who offered me a job to teach in an acting school over here. And I remember on 3rd of June, Satish Kaushik's play was being premiered in Prithvi Theatre, an Arthur Miller play called View from the Bridge. And when I went to see that play, same after evening, and I saw Satish shaking hands with Shabana Azmi, Mark Zubair, and I said, oh my God, this man is very happening, and everybody was there and chatting, and I felt very lonely because I had just come in. You see, this is a very dignified, bald, sexy look. But when you lose hair at a stage that was losing, it was horrible. And in those times, having better hairstyle was much more important than having talent. And I was very thin. I was so thin that I could see through a keyhole with both my eyes. So, and then I wanted to be in movies. So I got very demoralized. So all these people were there, and they were there for 2 years. And so I did not know anybody. I did not know anybody, but I knew that I can call up Mr. Rahim Masum Raza, who was a dialogue writer and a screenplay writer, a very famous writer. So somebody had given me a letter about him. Then somebody had given me a letter for Muzaffar Ali Saab. They were very kind. And I met Yash Chopra ji. They were very kind to meet. I went to meet people who had respect for trained actors. But it was difficult because there was no casting agencies of those days. There was no reality shows those days. You had to literally go to people's offices or people's houses. And when they saw you, they used to ask me कि आप assistant director बन जाओ, writer बन जाओ, but actor तो आप नहीं लगते हो sir. And then I met Mahesh Bhatt. But before that, the 2.5 years that I spent in Mumbai were terrible because I finished my money that I had saved. And you were wanting to ask something.
So where were you staying? I mean,
So it is very ironical. It's very funny also that after spending some nights with my friend's house, at my friend's house, Suhas Khandke, we were looking for some place, and I discovered that it's a very difficult place to find a place over here, and I don't have the budget of that. So in Bandra East, there was somebody found a place with 4 other students who were going to be the students of that acting school where I was going to teach. And it was my landlady was a dhoban, was a washerwoman, who was like basically a bai. She used to go to other people's houses. So she had given us 4 of us in the room, and she and her 3 children used to sleep in the kitchen. And there was a curtain, cloth curtain, which divided the two families or 2 people. But when I asked her son to give me my address, where my parents could write to me, when I read the address, I smiled and basically laughed. And because the address was, my first address in this city was Anupam Kher, 2/15, Kher Road, Kherwadi, Bandra East.
Arey wah.
So I said, nah, ab to duniya ki koi taakat mujhe nahi rok sakti. So that is the kind of optimism that kept you going. But after that, there were different things. Then I shifted to Linking Road Extension, Santa Cruz. There also we used to live in a similar kind of a place. Then I stayed in Casa Maria, St. Paul Road in Bandra. From there, I did the shooting of Saransh. And then I went to June Blossom. These are the addresses of on Hill Road. And then I bought my first house after Saransh when I signed few films. I bought the house of Mr. Ramesh Bahl, who is also Goldie Bahl's father now, and Srishti Bahl's father.
Yes.
That was in Kalumal Estate, very close to your place.
Yeah.
My address was B23 Kalumal Estate. And then I got my first car, and I remember the name of my first car only, and the number of my first car only, which was MAP 5068. I don't remember any other car.
We all remember our first car number. Mine was BML 7510.
Can you imagine? And after that, life takes over us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember my car number today, sadly.
Yeah, you will not. No, because after that, as I said, success took over. At that time, excitement was different. Now there is different excitement. Now the Friday evening with Raj, cheerful, is exciting. Now you sit down 15 minutes before the show starts, you shave and you put a glass of beer next to you. And
You will never let me show you. But I can't even show you because even green tea looks like.
No, you slowly, by the end of the show, will discover that you're slightly drunk, but which is all right. It's okay. It's an evening, Friday evening. Why not? But next time, please take either a kind of a glass cup, which is
transparent.
Yeah, or a kind of glass through which we can see that's green tea, because otherwise it's very difficult to sort of think that it's green tea, because why will you take green tea in such a big market?
Okay.
So I sort of saying that excitement keeps changing. Today, my excitement is that I'm doing a series called New Amsterdam in America. Today, my excitement is that I'm chatting with you. Today, my excitement is so many other things. But I remember that when I got 10,000 rupees for second film, Javani by Ramesh Bahl, who sold me his apartment to me. In my 100 years of our Khandan, of Kher family, had never seen 10,000 rupees together. He gave me cash. That 10,000 rupees did not finish only. We went to me, my brother, and that Deepak Sinha and another friend of ours, we went to Sun and Sand, or I think Holiday Inn, to splurge the money, because I had signed the film in 70,000 rupees. So I said, we will spend this whole money today. We'll party. So we partied, 4 of us, we had beer and we had all kinds of food. I was very disappointed. The bill was only 849 rupees. So that money did not ever get over. So I never have enjoyed having 10,000 rupees. I'm making much more money than that time. But those are the kind of excitement when you come from lower middle class or middle class. As long as we remember those days, it's very important to keep remembering those days. That's why Kuch Bhi Ho Sakta Hai, my play, because I needed to do a play based on my life and not based on only my successes. Not at all, in fact, my success. They're all the plays based on my failures.
I remember once we got speaking on something, and you told me, and some of the things you told me have stuck with me. Is you said, Raj, if you don't try, if you try, there is 1% chance of succeeding, but if you don't try, you're ensuring 100% failure.
Absolutely.
Do you remember the chat we had one day?
Of course, that was Osho's saying. Rajneesh had said that if you try, you risk failure. If you don't, you ensure it. I also told you something another.
I remember everything. What is that? Barish mein bhiga hua aadmi.
Bhiga hua aadmi barish
nahi darta. And another one, which I'll just remember 1 minute. लहरों से डरकर नाव नैया पार नहीं होती, हिम्मत करने वालों को कभी हार नहीं होती.
वाह. Only
that.
Are
you impressed or not? Are you impressed or not?
Impressed. Only that नैया की जगह नौका है, but it's all right.
Okay, यार, आपको भी पता है कि कितना शुद्ध है.
Very should. But आपको मैंने एक बार हर्ट के बारे में बोला था, कुछ लोगों के बारे में एक बड़ी अच्छी बात कही थी. वो आपको याद आएगी शो के अंत तक शायद.
आ जाएगी.
ठीक है.
तो ये बता दो, you mentioned New Amsterdam. Since you mentioned New Amsterdam, your first movie, first encounter with Bollywood was with the Silver Lining Playbook. Is that
no.
Right?
My first encounter with Hollywood.
Hollywood. Sorry, my apologies.
A British cinema means, if you want to, I think I do not call it Hollywood, or I do not call
international. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, international cinema was with Bend It Like Beckham.
Yeah.
That was my first film. That was the first time I spoke in an English language in a film. But after that, I did few films. I did Mistress of Spices with Aishwarya Rai and McDimmon. I did Silver Linings Playbook. I did with Gerard Butler a film called A Family Man. I did a film with Ang Lee, a Chinese film called Lust Caution.
You spoke Chinese?
No, my character was an Indian.
Okay.
But we shot in Shanghai.
Okay.
But the whole film was Chinese. But the character was this thing. Then I did a 2-scene in a Woody Allen film. And then, of course, I did Hotel Mumbai, and I did Big Sick. And so there are few things. Also did Indian Detective for Netflix. And I have also done for Netflix a show called Sense8. So, yeah, I've done few things. I've done some episodes of Spooks on BBC. I did a film called Boy with the Top Knot, for which I was nominated for BAFTA awards. And so I have done few things. But doing New Amsterdam is a little difficult because it's television.
And it's continuous. It's a series. So you have to pass yourself in months.
Yeah, and also it's a medical drama.
Yeah.
So as it is, I think in Hindi. I don't think in English. Like you think in English and I think in Hindi. so it's a little difficult because medical drama, the words have to be difficult. I have to spell the specific lines. I can't just say generally this is what when I communicate with you, when I'm communicating with anybody in English, you are basically trying to make the other person understand what we're trying to say. But when you are saying that written dialogues, you can't go wrong. You have to specify that. Yeah, but it's a great show and it's been very successful. Your daughter has confirmed that it's a wonderful show.
Yeah, she's been watching it regularly.
Yeah. So it's fantastic. It's #1 show in America, which I'm very proud of, and it's got 3 years extension, which has never happened in the history of television in America, that any show will get 3 extension in one go.
So tell me, how was the experience? Because you moved to New York.
Yes.
I even though we met there and we had a lovely dinner one evening, but I couldn't come to your apartment, but I kept seeing all the videos that you posted from there. So you had a very beautiful apartment overseeing that
Hudson River.
So tell me, what was the experience like staying in New York?
So the reason to shift to New York was that in the last 5-7 years, people had started calling me thespian, legend, veteran, which is very good. I made you, when you did Colors Awards, I made you change that. Not that I made you change that the performance of the year or something, that the decade of the star of the decade or something like that, or outstanding achievement in cinema.
You're not an exception. Many stars want the nomenclature to be changed. So
exactly. So that's what I'm saying, because people can't decide when I should retire. So this Lifetime Achievement Award is basically an indication that now you've done enough. It's time to go and walk into the sunset. I think for me, there is another 30 years to do work. So the only way I could do is to find to reinvent myself and to find my new horizons. And that can only happen when you put yourself in difficult situations. When you put into your situations where there you can fail. So I said best is, and I also have done 500 films in India, means there is a film that can come to me and I say, oh, I have not done this kind of a thing. Means, so it was also, I needed things to be challenging. So I went to, when I was shooting in Santa Monica in New York, in America, yeah. And these producers came to meet me and they said, we have this series called New Amsterdam. It was time it was called Bellevue. Bellevue is a hospital there, and it's based on a book. And I said, they said, you have to sign for 6 years before even the pilot gets shot. So I said, I'm not going to stay in America for 6 years. They said, okay. So very difficulty with my lawyers and everything. I signed it for 3 years. But when I read the script, I knew that this will be picked up and this will be a big hit, because the series is about compassion, about hope, about never giving up, about looking at people's lives in a different manner. And that's what the world needs in today's time.
Yeah.
You're looking for compassion, you're looking for and that's what happened. So I signed it. My life is there now as a newcomer. I never thought that I will live like a newcomer ever in my life. I'm like a first-year student of National School of Drama. I get up at 4:35 to do my lines. I do voice exercises. I go for a walk. I love the anonymity, and I love that people, Americans now call me Dr. Kapoor. Means I was always
your character
in the series. Yeah. I was always recognized as an Indian actor by South Asians all over the world. But this was a new ID, and that I made in 2 years' time. So, but it's not easy. It's difficult because जब आपने जिंदगी के 60-62 साल हिंदुस्तान में काटे हैं, तो to restart your life at that age is not easy. But then anything that is easy does not make you feel great about the kind of work that you are doing. So there are days when I feel low. There are days when I feel homesick. There are days, all days are not golden designed days. Right. But it's the most beautiful thing that I have done, and it's given me new perspective about life, and I'm very happy to be part of that series.
I know the series has stopped now because of what has happened in the world globally. But if season 3, because it's such a popular show, I mean, I'm assuming when things go back to normal, there'll be season 3? I mean,
No, there is season 3, season 4, season 5 already confirmed.
okay, it's confirmed. Okay.
Yeah, already confirmed. That's what I said, that it's got an extension of 3 years, 3 seasons.
Okay. So your apartment is still there? I mean, or
Yeah, and I'm paying through my nose. I was supposed to go back in July officially, but I don't know. I'm officially not told anything, but I think it will get postponed by one month or something like that.
yeah. So meanwhile, here you're not taking any assignments.
I am supposed to do the Kashmir Files, Vivek Agnihotry's film, but which was supposed to be shot in June. But now because of the lockdown, we are waiting. I'll see if I can finish the film before I leave, but nothing as yet. Yeah.
So it's been almost what, 1.5, 2 months since you came back, or more?
I came on 20th of March. Today is 12th of June. So it's almost
2.5 months.
82 days.
82 days.
Yeah. 82.
So what have you been doing in this 82 days? Because one thing I noticed, you know, when you were acting in India and when you were in India and when you went to the US, you were more free to talk to me. Now you've come back and you're doing, I don't know what you're doing, but you have no time to talk to me. So I just want to know what you've been doing.
Have another sip of beer and then I'll tell you. No, it's not. I think everybody is busy. You see, this lockdown has at least made us realize that what is it that we actually need? That our needs are very, very little. That what are the 3 things that we needed, according to me? That one needed to be with his family, with her or his family. You really wanted in this pandemic, in this lockdown, but kaise taise main apni family ke saath hu to acha hu. Then you are, of course, needs sabzi, roti, dal, khane peene ki cheezein. And third is Wi-Fi. Because these are the 3 things that you needed. And we discovered that it's not important to go every evening to somebody's place. It's not important to go to restaurant. It's not important to go for outings, mall, etc. It's not important to have a Gucci bag. It's not important to have a Chanel dress. Yeah. So it has made it so. But I discovered about lockdown one thing, that I used to think, or I was also told constantly, that I'm a very restless person. But it has been more than 82 days that I am here on my own. Kiran is in Chandigarh, in her own constituency, that I'm doing. But I created a lot of work. I did the series called Bittu Meets Anupam, which was a double role. I did things which was called Conversation with Myself. I watch a lot of series. I am in the process of writing a book in this lockdown period, about the lockdown thing, about what I learned. I did online classes with my teachers, because my acting school is not functional right now because of the lockdown, and we have more than 100 students, so we cannot make it function. So we started doing online classes. So I used to take online classes of my teachers to tell them how to take online classes, because it's a completely different ball game. We are not used to talking like this. It takes a little time to understand, this is at least one-to-one conversation, but teaching an online class is a different thing. So I did that for about 15 days. And I call up my friends. I have tried to call up my school friends. There's a photograph of mine of my 11th standard students. There are about 56 students there. I have managed to speak to about 33 people. I've tracked down their numbers. Day before yesterday, I spoke to the student who used to come first in our class. His name was Anil Datta. Somebody gave me his number. And the moment I said hello, he did not recognize my number, but he said, Anupam ji bol rahe hain. So it was wonderful to go and speak to those, because the school people know your full name.
Yes.
Somehow, Anupam Kher, Raj Nayak, Anil Datta. So something like that. So I spoke to them. I did lots of things. I'm still doing lots of things. Yeah. I do my Instagram chats.
No. That's what I wanted to ask you. I mean, before that, since you mentioned about your school, one of the things is, how many years now that you've been in this industry now? I mean,
39 years and 36 years to be in movies.
Okay, 36 years. So what has, since especially now that you're also teaching students, right? So what has changed then and now, and what is it that you tell your students today? I mean, what is that?
One second, Raj, I'll get a glass of water. I just need to have some water.
Yeah. Please.
I continue talking so that.
Yeah, I will continue talking. So thank you, viewers, for watching this show. And please like, please share, and you can follow me on YouTube at Raj Cheerful, Cheerful with a double L. And thank you very much. And Anupam is back. And do you remember my question, or do you want me to ask you?
No, I remember. I'm not yet reached that stage. So cheerful is full of cheer. So there is double L. Raj Cheerful, full.
Yeah.
So and the glass is half full right now. His beer glass is half full right now. So no, I think today's children have no lack of confidence. हमको तो बहुत lack of confidence था. Today they are born confident.
Exposure है ना, उनको exposure है, हमको exposure नहीं था.
Exactly, that's what I meant. That is because the reasons are millions of reasons.
Yeah, but yeah, that is true, very true.
But the point is, so हमको confident होने में time लगा. अभी भी confident नहीं होते हैं. अभी भी हमारे को sense of wonder है. उनको तो पैदा होते हैं हाथ में मोबाइल पकड़ा देते हैं. But जो हमारे पास था वो शायद इनके पास नहीं है. हमारे पास cuddles थे, hugs थे, रिश्तेदार थे, दादा दादी थे, कहानियां थी, अपने अपने हर एक की एक पूरा सिस्टम था. We grew up as a child should grow up with the sense of innocence. Today I feel that, and I'm saying it with a lot of love for the present generation, that today there is no sense of wonder because anything can be found out in Google search. मेरे को तो आज तक लगता कि यार इतना हम इस समय कैसे बात कर रहे हैं इससे यार, इस रूम से ये कैसे हो रहा है कि मैं अपने घर में बैठा हूं, आप अपने घर में बैठे हैं और हमारी आपस में बातचीत हो रही है
और सारी दुनिया देख रही है.
और सारी दुनिया देख रही है. फेसबुक पे अलग देख रही है और ऐसे अलग देख रही है और तो कमाल है. बट इन माय प्रोफेशन कॉन्फिडेंस हैज नथिंग टू डू विद एक्टिंग. You know, in my profession, just because you're confident does not mean that you can act. That's one thing. But the new generation of actors is very disciplined, very hardworking. I have done 23 films at the same time. Today they do only one film. They're very go-getters because unfortunately their failure is more visible and success is also more visible. There is social media. आप एक पिक्चर करते हो तो 5 मिनट के अंदर एक बंदा पिक्चर देख रहा है, पहला शो चल रहा है, वो रिव्यू लिखना शुरू कर देता है ट्विटर पे या व्हाट्सएप पे या something like that. So that.
Sorry. Please continue.
So that is changed, but I am very lucky to also, as an actor, lived in or acted in a pro-mobile area time and post-mobile time. So as actors also, when there were no mobile vans, there were no second, in the sense so that professional PR companies or the bodyguards or the managers or the food givers or the aunties or uncles, we used to actually chat. That's why our friendship has lasted for years and years. That whether it is with Anil Kapoor or whether it's Satish or whether it is with Jackie Shroff, Mithun Chakravarti, we have really had amazing time because shooting shot खत्म होता था, एक पेड़ के नीचे बैठ जाते थे, और क्या चल रहा है और क्या हो रहा है, बस सब ठीक है. आज शॉट खत्म होता है तो हर आदमी अपने मोबाइल पे चला जाता है, मोबाइल वैन में चला जाता है. So दोनों चीजों का फायदा है, दोनों चीजों की खुशी भी है, दोनों चीजों. But I have great faith in today's youth. They may come across as irreverent, but they are much more honest than our generations because they did not have post-independence, pre-independence blues. They are born in absolutely free India. The children of 90s or 20s, 2000, they have amazing sense of, they may not sort of touch your feet and sort of do that natak, but they will tell you that this is rubbish. What are you doing? But that doesn't mean they are disrespecting you. They have learned to be honest, which is fantastic, which is fascinating. My whole idea of opening an acting school was, apart from imparting knowledge to students, was also to remain relevant. Because when you are in this younger generation, you are relevant because you're learning from them. I never go with the burden of Anupam Kher, the 515 film Anupam Kher, into the classroom. I go as a newcomer. And when you go as a newcomer, you learn so much from them. So if I have been relevant till today, it's because of my acting school. I learn a lot from them because their approach towards the same scene is completely different than my approaches. Yeah.
No, that's very, it's humility personified.
No,
For
no,
you,
that's a fact. Look, like look,
you're saying that, yeah,
your
but
daughter Atia,
yeah,
or for that matter, Sam, they are very straightforward. You
yeah,
know, if you are being foolish, they will tell you, or Sikandar for that matter, they will say, picture देखने चलो, मेरी picture देखने, let's go to a private preview show. And if the movie is bad, they will say, Dad, what is happening?
yeah.
Rubbish. Similarly, so but I learn a lot. I mean it. I mean it.
That,
My social media also teaches me a lot. I don't I
you
don't
seem to
take it
have,
for granted.
you seem to be loving social media, but I think you're probably the most active Bollywood star on social media. Could it be right for me?
Yeah, because I think because I love interacting with people. I do not live in my castle of dreams that I have made it big or something like that. I love to be in touch with people. That's the way I am. I don't carry the burden, as I said, of being a whatever the successful actor or something like that. I like.
You're,
I'm a people oriented person. I love people. I love the smallest of fans. I love people. My father used to say the easiest thing in the world is to make somebody happy. I just follow that philosophy. That's it.
somewhere you also said saying happiness is something that you can practice.
Yes, absolutely. This is the one thing that I said, I reminded you to remember. Yeah.
In your book, now I remember, and you had mentioned it too.
Yeah, because happiness is something which you can practice. It's like motor driving school.
See, I remembered. I'm not so bad.
You're not bad at all. Why do you think I'm doing this show? Have a sip. Have a sip now. I want you to have a sip. You're not drunk enough. Yeah.
Now the spirit is up.
Yes. So no, I think uh, at a very young age when we were in Shimla, as I said, I don't romanticize my poverty of my childhood, but I remember things. So I once told my grandfather that we used to live in 14 people in one small room, and we were happy. And I asked my grandfather, I said, "We are very poor, grandfather. Why are we happy?" His reply remained with me till today. He said, "Beta, when you are very poor, the cheapest luxury is happiness. And happiness is to be practiced. You decide for 3 months that I am going to be happy, whatever may happen in my life. I will laugh. You will that delay your response by 30 or 3 seconds, 10 seconds. Somebody said something to you that which is nasty. Just you will forget that your response is supposed to be. When you have rehearsed it for 3 months, after that it will become your habit to be happy. And that optimism and happy is the only state of mind that you should live with. Anger is it's a very consuming energy. It consumes your energy. Anger and boredom kind of a thing, they are also expressions used for a self-importance thing. So to give you a false sense of importance. I am angry. और मैंने पिछले 30 साल से 2 शब्दों का इस्तेमाल नहीं किया consciously. One is bored and one is mood. You will never hear me saying ever that I am bored. Because how can I be bored with my own company?
Yeah.
So these are the things you learn over a period of time.
And you mentioned Kiran saying that she's in Chandigarh. I mean, when was the last time you met her? Because
Oh, I have not met her for many, many months. About 8 months. No, she came to New York in September, and that's September. Yes, September. I think she came to New York, and after that, I've not met her. Unfortunately, I need to meet her. Once this 30th thing happens, then I will go to Chandigarh. She could not come here because she had to go to her constituency, but also the parliament went on even after the lockdown. So
yeah.
she had to, by the time flights got suspended, and she had to travel by road. Yeah.
So tell me, I just want to know, who is your role model?
My only role model to that way is my grandfather, because he was an amazing man. He was my father, who was an ordinary man but an amazing father. Um, in the initial stages of my life, you read these autobiographies of various people. Chaplin, for my acting, for the struggle that he went through. And then you learn from life. You learn from ordinary people also. Somebody, a man on the street, can be a role model. It doesn't have to be a famous person. As an actor, I used to love Robert De Niro. But role model ke liye, you need a little more than that. Role model is to acting is part of my life. It is not my life. For my life, you role models are people who have learned things from about life, about spending your time, about becoming a certain. B.B. Pradhan is my role model. Who was what was the name of the character in Saransh?
Yeah.
And I will always be thanking Mr. Bhatt for that, because he conceived that character. And if today, I'm 65 today, I'm 28 when I did that role, and I don't look like that person at all, touch wood, thank God. But if I become like him, that is my role model. A man who was fearless, a man who was honest, a man who was straightforward.
You know, Hindi mein kehte rongte khade ho gaye when I think of Saransh and I think of that role. And
Yeah.
for those of you who haven't seen Saransh, it is a must-watch movie. Please, please, please go and watch it. I want to ask you a question since you mentioned Saransh. I mean, you wanted to make a breakthrough in Bollywood, right? And like you said at that time, if you didn't have good hair, if you were not good looking, you know, the chances are people never considered you. Aap assistant director ban jao, writer ban jao, kuch bhi ban jao. So somewhere when Bhatt Sahab offered you that role, दिल में कभी एक डर था कि अगर मैंने ये रोल कर लिया, बुड्ढे का रोल कर दिया, तो you know, I may not get an opportunity. I will be typecast into that role. Was that fear there?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was a trained actor. I was not an actor by fluke. I was not that I had good portfolio, pictures taken by Gautam Rajadhyaksha or Rakesh Shrestha, and I had a background of 4 years of theatre. I had 4 years of education. I was an educated actor. I had no such qualms at all. I was just desperate to get this role, because I knew that if I get this role, my life is made. For the rest of my life, people will know that what a great actor this person is, especially when I was 28 and played a 65-year-old man. It did not occur to me. And typecast was in my hand. I broke the myth of typecasting after Saransh. I knew that if a villain's role is given to me, I will be able to do a Karma. If a comic role is given, I will be able to do an Aakhri Rasta or Khosla Ka Ghosla or Wednesday. It's your own fear of mediocrity which makes you stop doing things which you can explore. And once you don't have a fear of failure, then then there is sky's the limit. My father at a very young age told me that failure is an event, never a person. So I was bouncing on the role. That's a separate issue, that I was thrown out of the film 10 days before the shooting of Saransh, and how I had to grab it back by abusing Mr. Bhatt and telling him all kinds of things. But
he must be thanking you for that as well, because if he otherwise the movie would
have made the film with Sanjeev Kumar, sir. Sanjeev Kumar would have done a brilliant job, but in a different manner. You needed a person who had no image. And that's what I told Bhatt Sahab. I said, Bhatt Sahab, you are making a film about truth. And I am a nobody. I will give my life to it. But Sanjeev Kumar will be a star, Sanjeev. Today, if I was asked to do Saransh, maybe it will not be so...
have the same impact.
Hard. Yeah, because people will know Anupam Kher is playing B.V. Pradhan. At that time, Sanjeev Kumar would have been playing B.V. Pradhan, another old man's role. You know, so it had to be. But as they say, that destiny is the best decider.
So what would you say is your best performance today?
I will answer this question on your 500th episode, after maybe 10 years.
When you got many more things to do.
Yeah, because it's too early to look back and sort of say which was the best. But yeah, of course, there are some movies which everybody likes, whether it is Daddy or whether it is Dil Hai Ki Manta Nahi or Khosla Ka Ghosla, Special 26, Bend It Like Beckham. These are the films which are known to everybody. But it's too early to sort of say which are the best films that I have done.
Okay, before I let you go, I just want to ask you, you're a motivational speaker and even when you're speaking now, there's a lot of motivation, there's a lot of positivity. So if there is one message you'd like to give to all the people who are watching here to make them feel good in today's times, what is that message?
That failure is an event, never a person. Don't be scared of failure. It is our fear of failure which makes us stop being ultimate heights. We can reach anywhere, but it's the fear of failure which makes us mediocre. Because failure is 50% possibility, but 50% is success. But we pay attention to the 50% of failure possibility. So if you take out the fear, all my motivational lectures are about power of failure. To me, failure is multidimensional. Success is one-dimensional. I will leave with the last sentence which my father used to say. In 9th or 10th standard, I don't know if you're in your school, it used to happen that the report card had to be signed by your parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mother was a strict lady, मारती भी थी, और पिताजी ने कभी नहीं मारा था. So I will always go to my father. So I went with 9th or 10th standard, I think 9th standard, with my report card to my father. My father saw the report card and he said, "You are 59th in the class?" I said, "Yes." He said, "How many students are there in the class?" I said, 60. I thought now he is going to get very, very upset and angry and give me a lecture. So he took a pause and he said, the person who stands first has this tension always that he wants to stand first. Because even if he comes second, he thinks that he is demoted. But a person who is 59th can always come 48th, 36th, 29th, 14th. So next time try and come 48th. So when your father teaches you something like that, then you are fearless. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. Thank you, viewers, for watching this show. Before I let Anupam go, the last question, and I ask this to all my guests: how do you define happiness, and what are the 3 things that make you happy?
Oh my God, this is the last question, and it needs at least half an hour to describe. People make me happy. Good food makes me happy, and I'm a happy person. You're asking a person who is already happy. A good conversation makes me happy. This was a good conversation and it made me happy. Momentary happinesses are also important. Difficult to answer that question like that.
And your definition of happiness?
Oh my God. Should have been the first question. We would have continued that. Definition of happiness, I will write to you and send it to you. Difficult to answer that.
Okay. Thank you, Anupam. It was wonderful having you on this show. Thank you for making the time. And you want to say something, please?
No, I'm very happy that we had this conversation. We have not spoken like this for ages.
Yes, that's
when I came to your house. I used to come to your house. We never had this kind of a concentrated conversation. We actually spoke to each other.
Yes. And one of the things of doing this show, and that's exactly what the point is we know people, we come across people, we spend time with them, but we actually don't know them. We don't get a chance to have a meaningful conversation.
Yes.
And that's what...
unfortunately, we are talking at people. We are not talking to people.
Yes. Today, we are talking to each other.
To each other.
And that's what makes all the difference.
Good luck with your show, and I'm sure this will be a great, great platform for people to
Thank you so much. And I'm going to call you, and I'm going to take some tips from you on how to improvise and how to be better, because you are a teacher and you can teach me how to act.
Just be yourself. You don't have to act. In this conversation, the last thing you need to do is to act.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anupam. Thank you.
You finish your beer, okay?
Okay. Love you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this show.